YouTube? Been a minute, and need to put a video up. So might as well talk about something that's been pressing on my mind here lately, and that is, what do you do when you get to a point with a car where you either need to step up and make it faster, or you've got to be content? I'm not a very content person when it comes to going fast, because once you go fast, you want to go faster. And my car's not fast. So what do you do? Because there's a fine line in streetability and pushing the line of what you want to do with a car. Whitey is to that point to where she getting outran, and I don't enjoy losing. That is not fun for me, and it's not fun for anybody. But it really gets to me, and I hate it. But I mean, it was bound to happen. She's underpowered, she's heavy, and so the things that I could do to her is crank up the power, or get her really light. And getting the light part would take away a lot of the street driving ability and the comfort of the car. So that's out of the question. And the problem with the power is just straight up funds. And I'm limited on the turbos a little bit. I say limited, 1,000 horsepower is about what they are good to when they're maxed out. And so that's not very efficient, and it's pushing. I think I could do better with some bigger turbos. So what do you do when a car gets to that point? You can take the plunge, or you can keep it where it's at. And I think what I've decided is to keep her where she's at, because she's fast enough. She does really good most of the time, and I can still drive the car wherever I want to, whenever I want to. So I've got the Fairlane that's being built, and I think if I want to get go crazy fast, that's going to be my option. Now a lot of people say it's you can't have two cars that you mod or race, and I understand it. It's very difficult, and it's probably going to take years for the Fairlane. So if I can stay patient, then I'll be able to get it done and not butcher up a nice street car. If the opportunity arose that I got some crazy deal on a short block or whatever the case may be, because I almost was able to buy a Turbo 400 for Whitey, and all those deals fell through, and it's more of a headache trying to deal with people than anything, people backing out and different things. And I understand people find different deals and things like that, and I'm glad I didn't pull any transmission out or anything like that. But for me to make Whitey fast, Whitey would need to push 1,000 horsepower and have a Turbo 400 trans. And that's, once you do that though, then there comes into, once you step up that game, then your rear end comes into play, axles, and then you start looking to replace brakes and get those up to where they need to be. Some aerospace brakes is like $1,200-$1,300. So that plunge would probably be $7,000 or $8,000 to get the car faster, rather than just staying where it's at, making her work. So that's just, I don't really feel like doing all that to that car. I don't like it being down for a long amount of time, because if I want to throw on a set of street tires and drive it to work or church or wherever, take it to go get something, I want to be able to do it. And if the car's down, I don't own the car, the bank owns the car, so I do have that payment per month, which not very long. It'll be gone, it'll be paid off. But I'd rather not have that car down. The modifications that I've made had the car down for maybe 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and then it was back up running, nothing crazy. And when you pull a motor out of a vehicle, and I've seen very few people that once they pull something out, they put it back in and it gets running. A newer car, it would be a lot easier, but very few people have taken rollers and made them running that I've seen. It's a very difficult thing. But I've seen so many people take their car that they street drove, chop it to pieces, or take a good motor, pump gas motor out, put a race gas motor, or whatever it may be, and take the complete drivability out of it, thinking that they was going to really be, you know, they were about the race car life. And it's a lot harder than people think. You know, every time you take it out, that, you know, $300 every time you take to the track for nitrous and fuel and pistons, and especially with nitrous cars and things like that, you know, that's a big jump. And that's the thing about Whitey. I don't want to have to run. It would stay on the 85, and whatever it could do on the 85, that's what it could do. That's the good thing about a turbo car, in my opinion. Sorry, Jimmy. And yeah, that's that. People do that, and they take that plunge, and then they take a car they're not happy with. I don't want to do that, because if Whitey got to that point, then I would be way more apt to sell it. And if it's not making me happy, then there ain't no point in it. So Whitey's gonna stay total street car for a while and just be slow is all. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who've dealt with this situation of whether to take a car and really amp it up or not. I've seen a lot of people do it. I've seen some people who end up selling it, or they completely lose their love for drag racing or racing in general, because they take a car that they enjoyed and took the fun out of it. I've always thought that a street type car is a lot more enjoyable, even one that doesn't have that much power. I had a little 91 Mustang GT. It wasn't a 91, it was an 88, because it was speed density. And we had a couple little races of guys who were slower around. I raced that car one time and put 125 shot on it. Still had the AOD transmission, and should have had a tire, because that sucker would roll for for under 300 horsepower or whatever. That was what the list was. And I had literally under $1,000 in the car, and had so much fun out of that little ride. And should have kept it and probably did stuff with it, but it doesn't take a full-blown street car or full-blown race car to have fun in. I think you have a whole lot more fun with a car that you can mod a little at a time and have fun that way. You know, even a car that you've dedicated to race, technically, if it's not that, you know, if you go crazy to where the car is down for a long period of time, then you're going to lose interest. It's going to become a headache, and you're not going to like it unless you've got money out the wazoo. Now that is a totally different thing. If you've got money to blow, then this isn't an issue. You just drop them funds and drop it off somewhere, or, you know, boxes start piling in from jegs, and, you know, you're good to go. But with me, and I think the majority of people who, you know, more blue collar type, you know, we're waiting months to put parts on and things like that. It's not an easy feat to have a race car. It's just not in our budget. So, like, for me, buying a car where I've got, you know, $500 car payment, and it already had you know, a pretty potent engine in it, that's you know, bolt the power on and go. Some people hate that, some people are haters about it, and it is what it is. That was my easiest way to have a faster car, and you know, I love it. So I'm not going to take that away, considering the car's a very, very nice ride. And so that's about it. I'm done gabbing. I'm gonna try to get this is a new GoPro Hero 4 that I'm gonna try and do some videos with. I'm gonna check and see how the audio is and all that good stuff. See, the quality is supposed to be nice. and start using this more and put up some more vids. But yeah, this is just one of me rambling. Some people like to watch it, some people don't. Oh well, it's an update. It's a video going up on YouTube, so like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. KOTVmotorsports.com. If you want a hat, shirt, sticker, whatever, anything like that. If you have any questions on On3 Performance twin turbo kits for the Coyote or any turbo kits, give us a shout, send us a message, whatever, and be more than happy to lead you in the right direction. We sold quite a few turbo kits here lately, a lot of F-body turbo kits. So, alright, I'm done. Peace out, Girl Scout.